Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about putting nav lights on a Phantom. Now, my first flight, I had a hard time differentiating the front of this unit at a long distance. Even though I could barely make out the red stripes when it's flying level or something like that, you can't see the underside LEDs. So I figured I'd add some navigation lights to the front and a strobe on the back here. I also have this knockoff of a GoPro called an action cam. I was hoping this was going to fit into the GoPro case holder, but as you can see, the lens is dead center on this. The GoPro is off center. So in order to make this work, I had to create a modification. Something I could add to the existing bracket and mount that camera right to it. Now for my headlights, if you would, or nav lights, whatever you want to call them. Here in the U.S. we have a store called Walmart. It's a big old store that's got everything under the sun in it, just about. So I went in, I looked around, and I found these one cell LED flashlights. They're roughly 3.5 inches long. They have one battery in them. It's a AAA. So then I knew where I wanted to mount them. I just had to figure out how I was going to mount them. I wrapped some hook and loom around the flashlight, and I put a strip on the body of the Phantom. Well, it was holding it, but it wasn't really that stable. So I used a piece of Gorilla Tape on both sides. So when I fly from a distance, I could discern the front end. There's no loss of performance, and they're light enough but that's how I mount this in nav lights for the front. I'll call them nav lights, you can call them headlights, running lights, whatever lights you want to call them. Well, that's the spot I found to mount them, and that's how I mounted them. Next, because I was doing it at the park, I figured I wanted a warning light type light on it. Again, I used the Velcro, the hook and loom. Went to the local hardware store, picked up one of them headlights. Has red, white, other white, all the whites, and the strobe, which I find very convenient, very nice for when I am flying this. Besides, if there's low flying aircraft around, they can see this and stay clear. As I'm flying it around, if there's pedestrians walking around or some other folks playing in the park, this catches their attention and hopefully will make them aware to stay away. Again, I got that at a hardware store called Lowe's. That's one of the stores we have here in Tucson, Arizona. The flashlights I picked up at Walmart's. They're like $3 a piece. This is like about 17 bucks. I was looking online for a nice small round disc, only a strobe. Come to find out there's nothing like that made, so a friend of mine was showing off his little light on his helmet here since he's in construction, and it's like, you know, it's strobes. Strobe's white, but I could deal with that. And so I hope you enjoyed my rough video of some nav lights for the Phantom. Next, I think I'll upgrade to that FC40 camera. I've flown it twice with the camera mounted already. It's probably just the camera. Such shaky, poor video quality. But I'll play around with it a little bit more until I get the money saved up for that's one upgrade. And possibly Waypoint. But we shall see. Thank you. Take care.